What is going on, everyone? My name is the California Cougar, and today I'm going to be going over my top 5 most and least anticipated movies of the fall season. And so yeah, the summer movie season has finally ended. Now it's time for the fall season to begin, and I'm excited to talk to you guys about some of these movies because I think some look really good, but there's others that I think look really bad. So let's get into that right now. We're going to start off with our top 5 most anticipated movies of the fall movie season. But before we do that, I have a lot of honorable mentions here, and I have a lot of them. So let's get right into it. First honorable mention, American Assassin. Saw the trailer for this. Looks like a pretty neat little looking action movie, so I'm looking forward to that. Next one, Mother, the new Darren Aronofsky film. When it comes to Darren Aronofsky, there's only 2 films from him that I'm not a huge fan of. The Fountain and Noah. Wasn't a huge fan of either of those, but other than that, really like Darren Aronofsky's work. Black Swan was a fantastic thriller film. Can't wait to see what he does with Mother. And who knows, maybe he'll make me like Jennifer Lawrence again. Who knows? Alright, next one, the Lego Ninjago movie. Wasn't really too big on this movie at first, especially after that terrible short that played before the movie Storks last year. But after seeing a couple trailers, I'll give it a shot. I mean, maybe it'll be like Lego Batman or the Lego movie. I mean, it's made by the same people, so, and I love both those movies, so yeah, see where this one goes. Next one, Stronger. Now, this is another movie starring Jake Gyllenhaal, and it's about a guy who lost his legs in the Boston bombings, I think. I mean, we had Patriots Day last year. That was a really riveting movie about the Boston bombings, so I'm curious to see where this one goes. And plus, I really like Jake Gyllenhaal, and if he gives a good performance here, maybe he'll finally get an Oscar that he deserves, like he should have gotten when he did Nightcrawler in 2014. But of course, he didn't. Alright, moving on. Next one, Battle of the Sexes. Now, this is from the same people that did Little Miss Sunshine. It's got Steve Carell and Emma Stone. Really curious to see where this one goes. Next one, American Made, the new Tom Cruise drama directed by Doug Liman. And I've liked Doug Liman's films in the past. Oh, he did one earlier this year. What was it? The Wall. That's what it was. I haven't seen that one, but I heard pretty good things about it. And I love Tom Cruise, as you guys all know. And I've loved Doug Liman's films in the past with Jason Bourne. And I thought he did another one with Tom Cruise. Edge of Tomorrow, that's what he did. Alright, so yeah, I can't wait to see American Made. Next one, The Mountain Between Us. Now, this one is interesting. It's got Kate Winslet and Idris Elba, and basically what it is, I think they get into a plane crash somewhere in like high in the Alps or something like that, and it's a survival film. So it gave me kind of the same vibe that the movie Alive did. If you don't know what Alive is, it's basically about the rugby team that crashed their plane in the Andes Mountains, and they had to survive for like 2 months or something like that. Crazy. Next one, Breathe. This is Andy Serkis's directorial debut, I'm pretty sure, and it's got Andrew Garfield in it. Andrew Garfield, very underrated actor despite the Amazing Spider-Man films. So yes, curious to see where this one goes. Next one, The Snowman. Another thriller film. This one's got Michael Fassbender in it. I saw the trailer. The trailer looked really cool. Can't wait to see where this goes. Next one, oh man. Now this one, people are probably going to get very upset at me for. I'm sorry. This movie looks so hilarious. It looks so terrible. But at the same time, I'm really looking forward to it. I think this could be the ultimate guilty pleasure of the year. Geostorm. This one is directed by Dean Devlin, same guy who produced movies like Independence Day Resurgence. I think, did he produce... He's produced a bunch of other Roland Emmerich films. I think he produced The Patriot as well. He's worked with Roland Emmerich. So yeah. And it's got Gerard Butler in it. This movie looks so hilarious. I'm sorry. I'm guilty enough saying that I'm looking forward to this. Alright, next one. Ooh, this one's an interesting one. The reason why I'm looking forward to this one is because it actually takes place not too far from where I attend college. And I attend college in central Arizona, north central Arizona, kind of. And this movie basically revolves around the Yarnell Hill fire that happened in Arizona, I think 4 years ago, where like 19 firefighters died or something like that. Only the Brave is the name of the movie. And I saw the trailer. It looks pretty interesting. The one thing that does have me worried about it is the director, because the director did Tron Legacy and Oblivion, both of which were kind of okay. So yeah, but yeah, this is different, I think, because those two other films were sci-fi. This is more of a drama film. It's got Miles Teller, Josh Brolin, Jeff Bridges. So yeah, I hope it pays tribute to the victims of the fire really well. It could either be this year's Deepwater Horizon or it could just be meh. But yeah, we'll see where it goes. Next one, Murder on the Orient Express. Gave me a Clue vibe. It's got a great cast. Takes place on a train. Looks really cool. All right, next one, Darkest Hour. Very curious to see where this one goes. Don't really know much about it, but people have been saying it could be an Oscar contender. We'll see. Next one, Molly's Game. I saw the trailer for it. I'm hooked on it. If I was making a top 10 most anticipated list, this would be like my number 6 or 7. It looks really interesting. It's got Jessica Chastain, Idris Elba, Kevin Costner, Michael Cera, directed by Aaron Sorkin as well. So yes, really excited for this one. I hope it's as good as it looks. Next one, the only A24 film that I'm ever going to be looking forward to. I can't stand A24, but when I saw the trailer for this one, this looks like it could be the best comedy of the year. The Disaster Artist. Basically a spoof comedy based on the making of The Room, which is arguably the best worst movie of all time. And my biggest guilty pleasure ever. So I'm excited to see this. It's directed by James Franco, I believe. And I think it stars James Franco and Seth Rogen and a few other funny people as well. So can't wait to see this. Next one, The Post, the new Steven Spielberg, Tom Hanks collaboration coming up in December. Also has Meryl Streep in it, which is why I'm a little bit worried about it, and which is also why it's not on my overall top 5. But nonetheless, it's Steven Spielberg, so I'm excited to see it. And finally, The Greatest Showman. I think this is another musical with Hugh Jackman in it, I think. I don't really know much about it. I know Hugh Jackman's in it. And I really like Hugh Jackman. Hopefully, coming off the performance in Logan, hopefully he does really well here as well. Alright, so that's it for my honorable mentions. Now let's get right into the top 5. Coming in at number 5, one of my favorite movie studios ever. An animation studio, nonetheless. And this is the newest animated movie coming from Pixar, and that, of course, is Coco. Pixar's Coco. Now, a lot of people have been saying that this looks way too similar to the movie The Book of Life, which came out in 2014. But, you know what? As similar as it does look, it also gave me a really big Kubo and the Two Strings vibe. It looks more like a combination of Kubo and the Two Strings and The Book of Life to me. I did see The Book of Life. It's a good movie. But I think this could be even better. I really do. I really like the trailer. I've loved Pixar's original films in the past. The sequel is not quite as much, besides Toy Story, of course. But yeah, I've loved Pixar's original films. Inside Out was fantastic. I think The Good Dinosaur is really underrated. So yes, Pixar's Coco is my number 5. My number 4, oh man, I know Jerome is going to get pissed at me for this one, but I don't care. This movie looks freaking awesome. I love the director. I loved the first one. Almost 30 years later, we're finally getting a sequel. That is Blade Runner 2049. Yeah, goddamn right I'm looking forward to Denis Villeneuve film. Yeah, I love Denis Villeneuve. Arrival's a masterpiece. I really liked Sicario. Prisoners I love. Like, Enemy's the only one where I'm kind of on, but other than that, loved Denis Villeneuve's work. Loved the first Blade Runner as well. It's one of my favorite Ridley Scott movies. The trailers for this look awesome. The musical score alone has me intrigued. I think this could be even better than the original Blade Runner, and I hope it is. And I hear it's like 2 hours and 32 minutes, not including credits. Oh man, I know Jerome's not gonna like that. He hates Denis Villeneuve with a passion. because he thinks his movies are boring, but oh well, I'm looking forward to it nonetheless. That's why Blade Runner 2049 is my number 4. Looks freaking awesome. And Harrison Ford's returning as well, so can't wait to see that. Oh, and I think Dave Bautista is in it as well, so it'll be interesting to see that. Alright, number 3. Oh, yes, this movie. Hey, Brett. What the hell do you have against the MCU? It seems like every time a new MCU movie comes out... Super Mario Fan 3 is who I'm referring to here. He doesn't seem to like the MCU very much for whatever reason. He thinks a lot of those movies are overrated. I don't get it. I love the MCU. I'm looking forward to this movie. I think it's going to be even better than the first two. That is Thor Ragnarok. Thor Ragnarok, from the director of What We Do in the Shadows, which I haven't seen, but I'll need to check out sometime. Chris Hemsworth's coming back. I think Cate Blanchett plays the villain. I saw the trailer. This looks like it could be really funny, a really fun time. I absolutely cannot wait to see this movie. Love Marvel. Love the MCU. Sorry, Brett. But, yeah, this easily my most anticipated superhero movie for the rest of the year. Cannot wait to see Thor Ragnarok. Thor Ragnarok is my number 3. Alright, number 2. I loved the first one. It came out in 2015. I love this director. Matthew Vaughn is finally returning to direct a sequel. I think this is his first sequel. I remember Diego Jackson Fulcher, John Matthews, and who else was in that podcast on Wednesday? It was Diego Jackson, Andrew Hayes. How can I forget about him? He's Diego's main guest. But yeah, I think they all said it was Matthew Vaughn's first sequel. And that, of course, is Kingsman, The Golden Circle. Loved the first one that came out in 2015. And I've also heard that Matthew Vaughn said if you thought the church scene in the first Kingsman was awesome, there's like 5 or 6 other scenes that are even better. If that's true, this is going to be one of the best action movies, if not the best action movie of the year. Taron Egerton's coming back. Mark Strong is back. Julia Moore's in the movie. I think Channing Tatum, Jeff Bridges. This movie has a huge cast. I cannot wait to see what Matthew Vaughn does with this sequel. It does look over the top, but you know what? It looks like so much fun. The first one was over the top, so there's nothing wrong with this one being over the top as well. Cannot wait for Kingsman: The Golden Circle. That is why it's my number 2. And finally, coming in at number 1, you all knew this was coming. Come on now. I mean, I've been a fan of this series ever since the beginning. Ever since I saw the first few movies. Like, the prequels, yeah, I don't like to talk about those. But the original trilogy is awesome. 2 of the original 3 are in my top 5 of all time. In 2015, we had the Force Awakens, and I love the Force Awakens. Now we have Star Wars: The Last Jedi. Come on now, you knew this was going to be number 1. It was my most anticipated movie of the entire year. It's freaking Star Wars. It's on my beanie and on my shirt. Come on. How could it not be my number 1 most anticipated movie of the entire year? Daisy Ridley's coming back. Mark Hamill's in the movie. John Boyega, Oscar Isaac. Great cast. Benicio del Toro is going to be in the movie. And it's directed by Rian Johnson, who did Looper, a very awesome movie. Absolutely love Star Wars. This is like my most anticipated movie in a long time. I'm looking more forward to this than I was to The Force Awakens 2 years ago. And that's saying something. So yeah, Star Wars: The Last Jedi. Absolutely cannot wait for this movie. I'm so excited. Easily my number 1 most anticipated movie for the rest of the year. So yes, that is it for the best, or I shouldn't say best, most anticipated. Now let's get into the least anticipated. And I know a couple of these are going to get hate, but oh well. Starting off, I do have a few dishonorable mentions. Not quite as many as honorable mentions, but a few dishonorable mentions nonetheless. Alright, first one. People are going to probably bring pitchforks and torches at me for this, but I'm sorry. I can't stand clowns. I hate them. I hated them as a child. I still hate them to this day. It is my first dishonorable mention. Do I think this could be a good movie? Yes, I do. Do I think it will be a good movie? Maybe. But yeah, personal reasons. I mean, the reason it's not on my top 5 is because, again, this is more subjective than anything. But yeah, nonetheless, I'm still not really all that excited for it. Hopefully it's good. Hopefully I do end up liking it. Maybe it'll surprise me. But yeah. Next one, Home Again. The Reese Witherspoon comedy looks stupid as hell. Don't really need to say anything more about it. Next one, oh man, a lot of people were pissed at the trailer for this movie. 9/11. Yeah, Charlie Sheen in a drama about people getting stuck in an elevator in the World Trade Center during 9/11. This does not look good at all. I mean, maybe it'll be a surprise, but yeah, it doesn't look all that good to me. Yeah, you want a good 9/11 movie? Watch United 93. That's the best one. Paul Greengrass film. Awesome. Next one. Oh, this one just missed my list. In case you're wondering, the order for these dishonorable mentions is by release date. So yeah. Next one. This one, if this was in my top 10 most anticipated, or least anticipated, this would be my number 6. Because it looks stupid as hell. Flatliners. Oh my god. Saw the trailer. I'm just like, you gotta be kidding me with this. Don't really need to say much else. Next one. Leatherface. Spin-off of Texas Chainsaw. Don't really need to say anymore. I saw the trailer. Hated it. Next one. Oh man. Mr. Garrison, if you're watching this, I'm so sorry. I've never been a fan of this franchise. And the reason why I'm mentioning Mr. Garrison here is because he has this franchise is like his guilty pleasure franchise, and that is Jigsaw. Wasn't a fan of the trailers. I'm sorry, Gary, buddy, but yeah, it's fine that you think they're guilty pleasures. I never liked them. Not even the first one wasn't that great, honestly. But yeah, I'm glad he's looking forward to it. He has fun with these films. And I think that's really good for him. So yeah. But yeah, nonetheless, I'm not really looking forward to it. Oh, next one. Oh my god. Okay. People are probably going to give me a lot of hate for this one as well. But I'm sorry. This looks like your typical Oscar bait bullcrap that you see every year. Last Flag Flying from Richard Linklater. Same guy who brought us Boyhood. One of the most overrated movies of the entire decade. This guy is so overrated. I'm serious. Like, even though I did like Everybody Wants Some, that's more because the movie was relatable, and I'm on a college team that has people like that. So that I found that movie more relatable to me. But Boyhood, I just could not stand that movie. I saw the trailer for Last Flag Flying. Oscar bait. Just gonna say that right now. So yeah. And finally, Bastards. This movie, from what I know, it's been pushed back so many times, and I also heard it could be this year's Dirty Grandpa. Don't really need to say any more. So yeah, that's it for the dishonorable mentions. Let's get right into the top 5. My number 5 is going to get a lot of hate, but I'm sorry. Even though this universe has given us a really good film earlier this year, the trailers didn't sell me. And honestly, the director, I'm just not a huge fan. My number 5, Justice League. I'm sorry, the trailers didn't sell me at all. I mean, maybe it'll surprise me. Maybe Joss Whedon, when he came in, which, by the way, my condolences to Zack Snyder for his reason for leaving production of the film. He had to go through tough times with dealing with his daughter's suicide and all that. So yeah, I do feel really bad for Zack Snyder for that. But yeah, anyway, getting back to the point, the trailers just did not sell me. I think The Flash looks cool. Wonder Woman looks like could be really good. Wonder Woman was really good in Wonder Woman earlier this year. Great DC film. But honestly, it just didn't sell me. I'm sorry. I'm really not looking forward to it. But again, maybe it could be a surprise. Who knows? But yeah, that's why it's my number 5. My number 4. I'm just going to say the title of this film, and you'll know. If you've seen the trailer for this movie, you'll know why I'm not looking forward to it. Happy Death Day. First off, what a stupid freaking title. That's the best you could come up with. Really? And and of course it has to say Friday the 13th. Give me a break. But worst of all, this looks like your typical horror Groundhog Day Purge ripoff movie. And of course, I think it's a Blumhouse film, so yeah. Don't really need to say anymore. Happy Death Day is my number 4. This looks like garbage. Next one. Next one, number 3, we have a remake. And the one reason I'm not looking forward to this is because of the director. This guy is garbage. He is a hack. He thinks that horror films are all about violence and gore and all this other bull crap. Yeah, my number 3, Eli Roth's Death Wish. Oh, man. I hated the trailer, and I hate this guy's films. I did see The Green Inferno. Terrible, terrible movie. The Hostel films, awful. Cabin Fever, garbage. Need I say more? Bruce Willis, what the hell are you doing? That's all I'm going to say. Death Wish is my number 3. My number 2, oh man. Now we get into the big guns of my least anticipated list. The 2 movies that I think could land in my top 10 worst of the year. Starting off, we have a sequel, and it's a freaking Christmas sequel of all things, to one of the worst movies of 2016, A Bad Mom's Christmas. As if Bad Moms wasn't bad enough. Now we have to get a Christmas comedy of these freaking women, and this looks even worse. It looks like it could be the rough night of the fall season. I'm not even kidding. And screw you, Mila Kunis, to this day, after she said, we're way funnier than Matt Damon. Have you seen The Martian? That's all I'm going to say. But yeah, Bad Mom's Christmas, this looks stupid, looks like your typical R-rated bullcrap comedy. And it's got the same cast returning. Just kill me now. That's all I'm going to say. Bad Mom's Christmas is my number 2. And my number 1, I was never a fan of this franchise. I think it's so overrated. The first one, overrated as hell. Second one ended up on my top 10 worst of 2015. And it has like a 65% on Rotten Tomatoes or something like that. It's ridiculous. And now we're getting a third movie. And this looks like it could be the worst of all of them by a landslide. Pitch Perfect 3. Yeah, the tagline is Last Call Pitches. Really? To resort to this adolescent bullcrap. But yeah. Other than Anna Kendrick and I guess to an extent Haley Steinfeld. Oh yeah, and in the second movie, Keegan-Michael Key's character was actually really funny. But other than that, I hated that movie so much. And yeah, you got Rebel Wilson with all these fat jokes and all these other stupid race jokes and all this other stupid adolescent humor that you see in R-rated comedies nowadays, like Rough Night and Snatched and Fist Fight. Oh my god. If this is not the last one in the franchise, just please kill me now. Hold on. I think the camera... There we go. Alright. But yeah, I don't really need to say anymore. Pitch Perfect 3 looks stupid as all hell. It looks like a Michael Bay film almost. In terms of like the action sequences in the trailer. Like, what is this? It goes from a singing musical type of movie to an action movie? Like, what the hell is that kind of transition? But yeah, I've hated this series forever. I don't get the praise behind it at all. I love Anna Kendrick as an actress, but she's been in some of the worst movies lately. Like, Mike and Dave Need Wedding Dates. I guess it's kind of a guilty pleasure, but still pretty bad. She was in another movie earlier this year that was just awful. Table 19, that's what it was. But yeah, Anna Kendrick really needs a new agent. I don't really have much else to say about Pitch Perfect 3. Not looking forward to seeing it. Rebel Wilson, please stop doing comedies. That's why it's my number 1 least anticipated movie of the fall. Alright, so there it is, guys. My top 5 most and least anticipated movies of the fall. What are your top 5 most and least anticipated movies of the fall? Make sure to leave them down in the comments below if you'd like. Or like whether or not you're looking forward to any of the movies on my list or not. I know Jerome, again, he's going to be pissed about Blade Runner 2049, but I'm sorry. I love Denis Villeneuve. I love the first movie, so yeah. But yeah. So that's it for this video, and before I end it here, I just want to say one more thing. I'm a part of the network group on Facebook, and they're doing a thing called the Network Awards, hosted by Mr. Garrison, and I think Jerome's a part of it as well. But I know Mr. Garrison got it all set up, so credit to him for that. And there is a voting ballot now out, and I have been nominated for a couple of the awards, so make sure, I'm going to put a link down in the description below. Make sure to go ahead and vote for me for anything that I'm nominated for, and vote for all the other categories as well, but make sure to vote for me. Vote for your man CA Cougar. And so yeah, that'll be it. I'll put the link down in the description below. The more votes, the better. So, and I think you'll have to like September 15th or something like that. I don't remember what Mr. Garrison said, but I'll have to look that up again. But yeah, make sure to click on the link in the description and vote. Vote. The more the merrier. So that's it. So yeah, that's it. That's it for this video. Make sure to subscribe to my channel for more reviews and more videos to come in the future. And once again, until the next video, my name is the California Cougar, and always remember, stay California cool. Peace.